Hello, welcome back to another mail day video. It's been a while, it really has been, and I got a few more things I'm expecting in the post, so when it rains it pours. I got this package today from Amazon UK, and I'm really happy about this one. I've always been interested in this box set. It's a box set that features 18 films from a particular director, and I just love having collections of a particular director that covers a wide variety of their films and a big chunk of their filmography. And in the case of this director, I think that his filmography is huge, so this only covers a small portion of it, but still 18 is pretty damn good. So I've already opened it. Let's take a look inside and see what the box set is. If it's in good condition. It seems to be. It's a nice digipack set, so yeah, a little dinged, a couple of tears here and there, but that's okay. It is the BFI collection of Werner Herzog, or the Werner Herzog collection, I should say, 18 films, and by the German director. Now, when this came out, I was really interested in it, mainly because of this image right here, which is just so incredible, and it's from the film Fitzcarraldo, which just sounds batshit crazy to me. And now that I know more about Werner Herzog, which again is admittedly very little, but also this guy right here, Klaus Kinski, who's just such a magnetic screen presence. You can't take your eyes off the guy, and knowing that he's in this crazy film about pulling this ship over a mountain, you know, and that they filmed it for real on location and everything. I really can't wait to see this film. It's in the book 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, so I've got to get to it at some point. But it was one of those things where I knew nothing about Herzog, really. Had seen none of his films when this box set came out. It was like 50 quid when it came out, and it's only rose in price since then. And, you know, there's been deals here and there. And I saw this was on Amazon for about £38, which if I was to order it from here, I think it came out to about £34. And I checked on this website that tells you like the price history on Amazon from the day that it went live until, you know, today, and it really went up and down and up and down. And you know, this was one of the best prices it's ever been at, and I think that recently it's been like up to like £70–80. So £34 for, you know, 20 films actually, because there's also 2 films in the bonus features. I think that's a pretty good deal, and I don't know if I can find it right here. I can, just give me a second. I'll move some things around and I'll show you another Herzog film that I have, which is one of the reasons that I decided to go for this box set, because I knew that I found his style of filmmaking really interesting and something I want to see more of. So I got the BFI Steelbook of Aegir, Wrath of God, which I just thought was mesmerizing, eerie, just a one-of-a-kind film. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of this, really. Obviously I'm not expecting every film to be like Aegir, and this is one that stars Klaus Kinski. So this one really was a blind buy that I was willing to take, because I think I got this for like £7. It's a nice steelbook, I could sell it if I didn't like it. But the box set is not really a good blind buy if you've seen nothing from the director. So now that I have, and I also saw Nosferatu the Vampire, which is also in this box set, along with Aegir actually. Aegir and Nosferatu the Vampire are both in this. So the 2 films I've seen from Herzog are in this collection. I'm not sure if the disc in here has all the extras on the steelbook version, but that one has a booklet, so I'm probably going to keep it for that. And it's a nice steelbook too. I don't think there's nothing on the back, but it's a really nice front image. I really like that red and black effect on Klaus Kinski there. So let's have a look at the back of this and tell you what films are included. This 8-disc Blu-ray box set contains 18 films of one of the world's most celebrated directors. Classics such as Aegir, Wrath of God and Nosferatu the Vampire are presented alongside Herzog's acclaimed short films, while the extensive extras include insightful documentaries by Les Blanc and Jack Bond, feature-length director commentaries, and much more. That was another thing that sold me, was the wealth of special features. Loads of commentaries by Herzog himself on his films, which I'm sure are just incredibly entertaining. I mean, he's just a guy who I find so interesting. He's such an eccentric person himself. There's a fantastic little moment in one of his interviews that he did with Mark Commode, where someone shot him with an air rifle. And it's like, oh God, you've just been shot. And they go back to some room and he pulls his shirt up and, you know, he's bleeding from the abdomen. I mean, it's not you know, like a proper wound, but he's been hit in the stomach, and it's pretty, you know, gnarly to look at. And Mark Commode's like, "You're right," and Werner Herzog is like, "It's not significant," you know. Like, he's just living the dream, you know. Like, who doesn't want to get shot by an air rifle and just shrug it off as, "It's not significant," you know. So I'm really looking forward to the commentaries as well. It has alternative German and English versions of selected titles. That's when I get into the kind of tricky areas of, like, you know, okay, which is the intended version, because he thinks the English is the best, but German is the original language they shot it in. It's dubbed. I mean, it's a minefield sometimes when you have these films, especially in Italy, where they filmed it in English and Italian, and it's dubbed in both languages. Which one do you go with? It's just so confusing. Anyway, the films we have, and I did know that a lot of them were short films, documentaries, also narrative films, feature-length films. I wasn't under the illusion that it was 18 full-bore feature-length films. The Unprecedented Defense of the Fortress, Deutsche Kreuz, from 1967, Last Words from 1968, Precautions Against Fanatics from 1969, Handicapped Future from 1970, Fata Morgana from 1971, Land of Silence and Darkness from 1971 also, Aegir Wrath of God 1972, The Enigma of Caspar Hauser 1974, The Great Ecstasy of Woodcarver Steiner from 1975, Heart of Glass from 1976, How Much Wood Would a Woodchuck Chuck from 1976 also, Strozek from 1977, Nosferatu the Vampire 1979, Wozzeck 1979 also, Huey's Sermon from 1980, God's Angry Man also from 1980, Fitzcarraldo from 1982, which is from the cover of the box set there, and Cobra Verde from 1987. So it really covers 20 years of this filmmaker, and I'm sure that it's not every film he made in that 20-year period, but yeah, this is very much, you know, Werner Herzog 1967 to 1987, a select amount of his films from that period. As I said, alternate language versions for some of them, audio commentaries for some of them. There is an on-set documentary from Nosferatu, 13 minutes. Werner Herzog Eats His Shoe, a 21-minute film from 1980. Burden of Dreams from 1982, which is 95 minutes long, feature-length look into the making of Fitzcarraldo, which again is this film where they transported this ship over this mountain, which who doesn't want to see a behind-the-scenes documentary on that? A Lecture with Werner Herzog from 1988, 83 minutes long. You know, all sorts of special features, original trailers, stills galleries, an illustrated booklet. You know, this is just absolutely stuffed to the gills with content, and I can only hope that I enjoy, you know, at least half of it, and that would be, you know, more than enough for me. So I'm going to open this up and take a quick look at the inside. It looks to be digipack with you know, fold out flaps, I suppose, with all the 8 discs that include all of the films. And as I said, 18 films from Herzog, but there's also those 2 documentaries by Les Blanc, and so there you have, you know, 20 films altogether, which is really cool, I think. Alright, we're in, and yeah, the corners are a little bit dinged up to say the least, but I'm getting better at that, I really am. Oh, this is actually a matte finish. It looks like it would have been glossy, but there's a nice matte finish to this. And yeah, a couple of tears and stuff, but nothing too significant. It's not significant. So first of all, we have a booklet here, which seems quite big actually, or at least, you know, the size, not the width. I suppose this is, no, the box set is Blu-ray size, but it feels like a bigger booklet. I guess it's because it doesn't need to fit inside the case and under the flap, so it's a bit larger. I don't know. I know what I'm talking about. So we've got stuff about the presentations of the films. We've got all of the credits for all of the films. Lots of credits there. People who worked on all of the 18 films presented inside. Got some nice images there. That looks like it's from Aegir. Yes, it was. Notes on the films. Let's have a look at the front and see The Conquest of Dreams. There's a really nice shot from Fitzcarraldo there. I'm really looking forward to that film in particular. There's no index at the beginning, okay. So there's an essay at the beginning, and then we got all the credits, and I suppose that's probably it. Yeah, a couple more images, and notes on the special features, and credits on the special features too, because those are films as well. So there we go. Not a great booklet, you know, but it's nice to have, obviously, with the collection. And then inside we have a very big digipack with some images from one of the films, I don't know which. And this one tells you all of the discs and all of the films and all of the special features. It gives you a rundown of everything, which is really nice, because obviously on the back it says select audio commentary, so it doesn't tell you everything. So I like that all the details are there. And we fold this out and we get the 8 Blu-ray discs, and hopefully they're ones that are fairly easy to get out of the case. Hopefully none of these fall out as I'm showing you. Yeah, there we go, I called it. And it landed on my lap in the perfect way for it to not be damaged or scuffed or smudged in the slightest. So that's kind of a nice happy accident there. And I'm sure there's artwork behind all of the discs too, which wait, oh, I got it, I saved it. Which one is it? Wozek. Alright. Now I'm not sure actually if let's see, disc 8, disc 7, disc 6 is Fitzcarraldo. I'm looking for the Aguirre disc. Where is that? Because I'm interested to know if it has all of the extras that the standalone one has. Right, disc 1 has Aguirre and loads of other things. So yeah, I'm not sure actually. I think that it's worth holding on to that steelbook version. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I think I might do that. Because I was considering maybe selling the steelbook, but anyway, so I've waffled on far too long. And please leave your thoughts down below on Herzog in general. Any films you would recommend me from his filmography, even if they are not included in this box set, you know, I'd be intrigued all the same. Grizzly Man is one I'm really intrigued by. But I love how, you know, this is a guy who has had a huge career and has done so many different things. Short films, documentaries, narrative films, you know, horror films, dramas, and all sorts of interesting things. So there we go. The Werner Herzog collection. Very happy to pick it up for the price that I did. Let's get the booklet back inside too. Yeah, and with the BFI, I have a trust that it's going to be nice transfers and things like that. I haven't read anything bad about any of the films, you know. There's often with these box sets, oh, they didn't have the 5.1 audio on one of the discs. You know, there's always people zoning in on any error with any of these box sets. I haven't heard anything about this one, so I'm sure the presentation will be excellent on all the films too. So there we go. Thank you for watching. Again, leave your thoughts down below. If you have this box set, if there's any films in particular in this box set that you would recommend over the others. Obviously Fitzcarraldo is going to be the one that I'm going to go to straight away. Right now, so I think, yeah, it is actually the same disc, because in the booklet for Aguirre, we have Last Words, The Unprecedented Defense of the Fortress, Precautions Against Fanatics, Fata Morgana. So actually, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the films in that 18-disc box set I already have in the Aguirre steelbook. So I suppose I'm only really gaining 16 films, which is still pretty good actually when you think about it. So there we go. I suppose it is the exact same disc as this, but it does have the nice booklet. I don't know. I'll probably keep it. It's, you know, it's not going to sell for that much anyway. So there we go. Werner Herzog. Leave your thoughts down below. I'll see you in the next video.
He's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.